Hey, nerdy sports fan, we're talking week 15 NFL action, and this game we have Tampa Bay Buccaneers going up against the Detroit Lions. Now, this will be quasi competitive. I mean, both teams are relatively bad, but Tampa's been on a tear. You cannot deny that. They are getting used to their system, their quarterback's playing more consistently, but their offensive line is still crap. And when you lose a Mike Evans, that throws a wrench in the works. So I think it's going to be slightly more competitive, but Tampa Bay's got this one, okay? And Vegas has them at 3-point favorites. I would take that. You know, I'd still bet Tampa. They're going to beat Detroit by more than 3, I'm sure. Detroit's just worse than them. I mean, they're both bad, just Detroit's worse. They're hurt. All right. The starting quarterback, done. Starting running back, done. They have a pretty bad offensive line. Hence, both their starting running back and quarterback are done for the year, you know? Tampa's had a bad offensive line too, but it hasn't led to crippling injuries. So they still have Winston out there. He's still crap, but he throws up numbers. Okay, he's very much from the Eli Manning, huck it in the general direction of downfield school of quarterbacking. They just happen to give him receivers that can dominate. Okay, Godwin and Mike Evans are 2 top 5 fantasy football receivers. Not because Jameis is this amazingly accurate playmaking marvel. That's not it. Okay? It's because they are extremely good at what they do. And they're inflating his numbers. He's just hucking it up and praying in a lot of cases. But he has somebody on the other end that can beat double teams on both sides. Godwin, Mike Evans, doesn't matter. This week matters a little. Evans is out. So we saw last week that Brashad Perriman and I think Watson, what was the other guy, got a statistical bump because of Mike Evans going down. Well, that's not really going to happen 2 weeks in a row in an offense that can plan to just have their targets, Godwin, and their 2 really good tight ends, O.J. Howard and Cameron Brate, take over. So they weren't planning for Mike Evans to be in that role. So the offensive game plan involved another receiver, and Perriman and Watson got the numbers because of that. Well, they can game plan differently now, and they're going to because they have more talented players in other positions. So I would expect both Brate and Howard to be rated much higher this week than they normally would be. They're going against an inferior team, and, you know, the number 1 target is now taken away, so everybody else is going to get a little bit more love. Godwin's going to do better in this matchup than he does in others for similar reasons. So, you know, your Lions really, they miss Matt Stafford and Kerryon Johnson. But Blau is still hucking the ball around. So considering they're going to be down and they're going to have to be up-tempo on offense, you still don't start Blau. He's really young and prone to mistakes. But you need to keep Galladay in there. You need to keep Marvin Jones in there. Garbage time is a thing. And if they're playing catch-up with a quarterback that's willing to put the ball in the air, that's just more opportunities for the receivers to do something. And especially in garbage time, when you're behind, you're getting chunk plays because the defense is just setting back and hoping you don't score. They're giving yards away. And because of that, Galladay and Jones, and even on the opposite side, Tampa Bay's receivers are pretty much always going to be very good options, at least for a 1-week sort of situation. So, you know, you're still starting those guys. Don't start either defense, but if you are desperate for a defense, I anticipate Tampa Bay to get a lot of pressure on Blau and to score some points in this game. So, yeah, Tampa's defense is stream-worthy for sure. they're likely to score good fantasy numbers, and their weekly salary is going to be really low because it's Tampa and they're a losing team. And but yeah, in the position they're in right now, Tampa's a solid start this week as a defense. I already said Tampa's going to beat the Lions, so I think we're about done with this one. Check out the other videos that I have for more fantasy football advice, and hit up the Nerdy Sports Fan Weekly. We do power rankings a lot of times. This time it's just a general playoff preview sort of picture. It's getting down to the wire here, guys. And fantasy football playoffs are into the second week, so we're a week away from the money, guys. Dig into it. Like and subscribe if you enjoy the content, all right?